What's going on, guys? It's Gray here. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be giving you guys a honest review of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Beta. This is my experience of it. Let's get into it right now. Really quick, guys, if you do me a huge favor and leave a like on the video, I'd really appreciate it. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss out on future Cold War content such as multiplayer and zombies guides. I'm going to be putting out a ton of content for this game. Let's get into it. I'm going to give you guys a table of contents so that you could go ahead and go into the description and check what timestamp you want to see if you wanted a specific review point. So, table of contents, disclaimer, then pros, cons, wants, general concerns / complaints, and then a final review to bring the video into the conclusion. So I will have all the timestamps in the description for those. You guys can go check that out if you want. Let's get into it. First off, for the disclaimer, I just have to let you guys know again, this is my experience with the game, how I played. I played all 5 days, and I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm a little bit better at the game than the average player. I see myself as a higher tier player that is in a higher skill based matchmaking. So this is my experience of it. I just have to give you that disclaimer because I really didn't get destroyed throughout the entire 5 days except for this one squad. Shout out to you, Manny, you destroyed our team. But anyway, we're gonna get into it. So first off, on the pros, balanced gunplay. I really enjoyed that no matter what gun I threw on, as long as I had attachments on, that I was able to go and destroy the other team with it. So the guns all really feel balanced. No matter which one I used, I was able to do well. Moving on to settings, I really enjoyed the setting customization, especially the FOV slider. Even Minecraft has a FOV slider, guys, so finally Call of Duty is catching up to the wave. Being able to change your FOV is huge, but also being able to customize your settings more, such as turning your teammates' health bar off, was huge. Sometimes that would get in the way of my visibility and not be able to see an opponent, so I got that turned off. Obviously I have the opponent's one on so I can see how much more damage I need to do to them, but teammates, I don't need to be seeing that. Moving on to the next pro is the game never really felt slow. Now you guys are seeing me snipe on a big map, so that's a little bit different, but I'm talking about the smaller maps such as Moscow, Miami, Cartel even. It never felt slow, but again, I feel like that might be part of my skill base in that I am in the higher tier of players. I played for all 5 days of the beta, and it did not feel slow whatsoever. So I really enjoyed that it was a high-paced, fast arcadey feel game. Next on the pros is colors. I really enjoy the colors of the game. Even on this snow map, you guys can see the trees are pretty yellow, but on Modern Warfare, I really genuinely feel like I am colorblind when I play that game. It just is all gray, brown, beige. It just looks bad in my opinion. I really enjoyed the colors of Cartel and Miami. It brings a vibrant feel to the game and it feels more energetic and more fun. The next pro I want to talk about is they gave us a lot of stuff to test, and I really actually want to applaud Treyarch for that. They could have just given us TDM, Kill Confirmed, and DOB and just told us to go play and have fun, but they gave us new game modes such as VIP, Control, the new Dirty Bomb mode, so that we could give them good data and good feedback so they could make it better for the game. So I just want to applaud them for that. The next thing I want to talk about on the pros is the spawns seemed pretty predictable and not in a bad way. On Modern Warfare, whenever you're playing like Hardpoint or Domination, whatever you're playing, the spawns just never seem to be intuitive. I would kill 1 to 2, maybe 3 players, move on to where they should be spawning, and then they spawn some random place on the map. So this game felt more intuitive with the spawns, especially in Domination, for example. If we had A and B flag, they're going to be spawning at C after I killed them. It just made sense. I really enjoyed that. Now we are going to do one more pro before moving on to the cons, because I have one that is pros and cons. So before we get into that, it is the gunsmith. The gunsmith for me was awesome. I love being able to see what my attachments are going to do to the gun, and they all seemed like they did the same thing to the guns, so there wasn't any discrepancy between which attachment you would use. I like being able to see the exact stat, that way I can build my gun to my exact playstyle. I think that was absolutely amazing. So the final pro, which is also going to be the first con, is visibility. Sometimes the visibility was really great. Again, that's kind of with the graphics. I was able to see a bunch of stuff and the maps look really good, but the enemy players, it felt like we were playing Where's Waldo. Sometimes I'd have 2 to 3 opponents on my screen and I could not see them whatsoever. Also, shooting your guns, sometimes the flash would get in the way, but the smoke exiting the barrel would block off an enemy, and then you couldn't see them anymore after you hit your first 2 bullets. So that is why that is a pro/con. the cons, it just, I couldn't see opponents. So they gotta just brighten up the character models or do something with that. Even, you know, make it more distinction between your team and the other team, but I'm going to be talking about that more in the wants. For the next con, I want to talk about indicators, and that would be player icons, pings, and grenades. I think the pinging system just needs to be polished up more, so, you know, just copy Warzone. That they did a pretty good job with it, so I think that just needs to be polished up a little bit more. The player icons, everything just was moved over to the left. That's just a simple fix, just they'll slide it back over to the right. But the grenades, the grenade indicator just didn't really feel like it was intuitive at all. I'm sure they could just go ahead and rework it. It just slipped through the beta, like, you know, they just missed it. So I think that will be fixed relatively quick. Next, I want to talk about aim assist, because aim assist felt really off in this game. For snipers at long range, there's none, and I always felt like I was losing to a mouse and keyboard player at long range. But even in close range with the SMG, sometimes it felt like I had the best aim in the world and I'm optic scump out here, and then other times I'm fighting against the game with my aim assist, trying to hit bullets, and it just won't let me follow the opponent. So the aim assist needs to be reworked. It just had a bunch of issues with it. Coming in right after aim assist would be hit detection. It just seemed poor, and that might hold hand in hand with aim assist, so I don't want to put too big of a deal on it. But sometimes I would be leading bullets, sometimes I would have to hit right on, sometimes I even shoot behind them and they would hit. It just seemed all over the place, and I feel like that just needs to be reworked, but that might be an issue paired with aim assist, so that's why I put that right under it. Now the final con for me is the social tab. There was just bad group play and the invites sucked. So throughout the entire beta, I only played like 2 hours by myself. The rest of the time I was playing with a group, with my friends, and it was always hard to get us all into the lobby together. Again, it's a beta, I'm sure they'll be able to fix it, but the invites just didn't work. If one of our friends got disconnected, then we lost our whole lobby. The group play just kind of sucked and just needs to be polished off. So moving on to the wants, I would love a console only crossplay, just so that I didn't have to play against PC players if I didn't want to. That was a big complaint that I got in my chat multiple times, so I threw that into the wants. Personally, I feel like I play on a pretty high level to where the PC players don't phase me that much, but being able to play against only controller players would be nice. The next thing, again on wants, is distinction between teams. On Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, for example, there were red lights on your opponent. You knew who to shoot. In this game, all the operators were the same on both teams, and you couldn't tell who you were fighting against. So being able to tell what team is who, that would help a lot. Again, that could also help with the enemy visibility when, you know, we're playing Where's Waldo. The final want that I would want in the actual game is field upgrades based on score. So for me, as a relatively better player, if I'm doing well and I'm destroying the other team, I would like the option to be able to get my field upgrade faster if I'm getting higher score. I just feel like that makes sense. Like Modern Warfare, I'm able to get it if I'm doing well. You know, we got to talk about it in the general concerns, skill-based matchmaking. Now again, for me, I'm actually a pretty good player at the game. I didn't feel like skill-based was horrible. I only got destroyed by that one dude, Manny, one time, one game out of the 5 days, and I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think skill-based was that bad, so maybe they dialed it back this weekend for Xbox, but skill-based just wasn't that bad. Now, one thing that I would say in order to fix lobbies and skill-based is keep lobbies. When I played by myself, I would just get lost in a lobby and not be able to start a brand new game. That was a huge issue for me. Whenever I was playing by myself, I would start a game of Dom, and then it would recycle the lobby once that game is over, throw me into a new one, and then that game is already halfway done. So if you just keep lobbies, I feel like you would keep the complaints about skill-based down, because if you choose to stay in that lobby, then it's going to be a pretty good lobby, and I think that would help the complaints a lot. Moving on to graphics. Now for me, I actually really liked how Cold War looked. I think it looks so much better than Modern Warfare. I don't understand why so many people are telling me that it looks worse, but there has to be something with console on that, because I played on Xbox. Every single complaint that I got in my stream throughout the 5 days of playing, every single person that said the graphics were worse were on PS4. So maybe there's something wrong with that. I don't know, but in my opinion, I think they're actually saving the best graphics for the next gen consoles so that they could really show it off their power on that. So I think graphics will be okay when the game actually comes out. Next concern, I do not like the score streak method. I think that if you're going on an actual score streak, which makes sense, a streak, then you get your score streaks. I don't think you should be able to just be handed your score streaks, like if you just cap flags and you're just getting deaths off and deaths on deaths. If you live and do well, you should be able to get your streaks quickly because you are going on a kill streak, a score streak. It just makes sense. Getting into the final thoughts, just to bring this whole video to a conclusion, it's a beta, guys. Things are gonna get changed. I don't know if you remember the Modern Warfare beta, but that game was horrible. It was a terrible game. They fixed a ton of stuff at launch, and then they continued to make improvements on the game. So don't be too hard on it. It's a beta. Even looking back at Black Ops 3, when we got the first Call of Duty beta, it was horrible. The Hellstorm missile would kill the entire team, no matter where you put it on the map. Things will get fixed. Don't be too hard on the game. I really enjoyed the game. A ton of fun on the game. I really didn't want to play Warzone yesterday because I missed Cold War. It was a blast. I enjoyed playing it with all my friends. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments, what you guys thought of the beta. I would love to know, and I can also make a follow-up video reacting and responding to your guys' comments, and you know, let me know if I missed anything on pros, cons, or whatever you guys would like to see in the game. I would love to know in the comments section. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new with that bell notification on so you don't miss any more Cold War content, because there will be a bunch coming. Check out the video you see on your screen right now, and I'll see you guys later.